Happy New Year. Hey guys, the numbers are in for Seychelles and Panama City Beach for 2019. I'm Craig Duran over with the Duran Group at Berkshire Hathaway HomeServices. Wanted to throw a lot at you with what happened in 2019 and where prices may be headed in 2020. First of all, right below this video, where's my hand? There you go. There should be a link that will let you click on that, and it'll show you every sale that happened in 2019. Not only can you see the accurate sales price and sale date, but you can also see the inside of the units to see what it looked like when it closed. This can kind of help you see why buyers found differences in prices, things like that. If you watched any of these, you know I'm a big fan of this chart. A couple things that we need to touch on here, and then we'll go into pricing for Seychelles. What you're looking at here is the overall condo market and just the newer buildings in Panama City Beach. That's anything built since 2005. The red line, again, represents the number of units that are for sale. Again, we're watching this line kind of continue to creep up and up and up and up. More units for sale, month over month. The black line represents the number of closings. What's encouraging here, we're staying pretty steady. We don't see a big fall off on closings, on sales happening, so things are pretty steady. This months of inventory, you know that I'm a big fan of this number. Understanding this is really, really important. Around 5 months of inventory is a neutral market. Anything less than that is seller market territory. Remember 2018, we were really, really hot, under 2 months of inventory. That's where you see units selling very quickly, selling for very high prices. That's where you can start to see appreciation happening. And as this red line's moved up and the black line stayed pretty steady, more units for sale, same number of closings. Down here at months of inventory, we've actually just started to cool off a little bit. We haven't crashed. I don't think we're heading for a crash, but the market's cooled off little by little, month over month, since about September of 2018. We're now right about neutral market territory for the overall condo market. Stable market, steady real estate market, just kind of neutral. If you look at Seychelles, less data to analyze, so the chart's going to be a little bit more all over the place, but you can see the red line. If you follow it in here, it's hard to see. Here's the inventory level. You see it did jump up in Seychelles, but it didn't jump up until about March. March, April, May of 2019, it really has shot up, similar again to the overall market. It's creeping up over time. The black line has stayed somewhat steady. We're having some closings still happening in Seychelles. So again, from a very scalding hot market of, even most months below 1 month of inventory, units selling fast, multiple offers, selling over the asking price, things like that. We've slowed down to a much more neutral market in Seychelles really since April, May of 2019. Maybe a touch of a seller's market here and there, but a little bit more neutral. Again, not a crash. But what you would expect to see when you see things like this is as a market goes from extremely hot to neutral, you might see really strong appreciation starting to slow down to prices sort of tapering off. So let's take a look at pricing. This list is from the fourth quarter of 2017. One bedroom units were selling $215, $216, $217, $9. Fall of 2018, fourth quarter 2018, units had propped up to $250 to $255. The 05 stack had jumped to $293. End of last year, units have moved up again, but only to $265, $279, still some appreciation. On the market right now, everyone is over $300. This is where we're probably going to see some resistance because as we've come to a more neutral market, pricing has got to be a little bit more in line with where the market's been. Here's where the market is, $265, $279. Probably to get some of these units moved, they'll probably have to slide under $300 a little bit. Here's the full list of everything that's sold in 2019. Again, right below the video, there's a link there, and you can look at these in detail. You can click on the photos and see the inside of all these units, which can help you. All of these are one bedroom units. There is one of the 05s did sell for $301. That might be where some people are wanting to price these over $300, but all of these are not the 05 stack. We did have one 3-bedroom unit sold. My office sold unit 1301 for $443. There is one on the market right now for $429, unit 109. So again, recap, the overall condo market has been cooling, not crashing, just cooling naturally to about a neutral market. Looks like Seychelles got to neutral a little ahead of that. And so you would expect pricing to stay somewhat flat unless something changes. If a lot of units sell pretty quickly in Seychelles, you might see some more appreciation. If there's a rush of units to the market to sell, you might see pricing get pressure to pull back a little bit. But so far, we're seeing solid demand in the market. I sort of expect that to continue going into 2020. If you're not signed up for our e-alert system, make sure you're signed up for that. Text me to 850-527-0221. Anytime a unit comes up for sale or changes price or goes under contract or sells, you'll get notified. Also, if you are thinking of selling, there's some really interesting things happen. The National Association of Realtors and our local MLS changed some rules at the beginning of the year. January 1st put in these new coming soon rules into effect. There's some really cool things you can do with marketing now if you're not thinking about selling for a while, but you can essentially test the market by putting it out early. We've been doing coming soon for 2 years now. It's very, very effective. If you're thinking about selling, make sure you're talking to an agent that understands coming soon, how to use it, and be thinking about doing that a little sooner than you normally would have been. There's some really cool things there. So hope you guys found this helpful. Again, we expect the condo market sort of stay steady through the first quarter. It was pretty active, steady, I would say, through the holidays, which is a good sign. We expect sort of a few units to come up for sale, which would be normal. We also expect some still steady demand. We don't see anything where we're headed for a crash or anything, just sort of steady. Maybe some flattening out of appreciation, maybe some minor appreciation this year, but we don't expect a year of 6, 8, 10% appreciation in the market. Hope you guys find this helpful. We'll be back in beginning of February to let you know how January went. Happy New Year.